I'm Laura Rossi.
And I'm Heather Mighton, and this is Spoke TV, your source for local and campus news. The Rob Ford debacle continues. Earlier this week, Toronto City Councillors succeeded in stripping the controversial mayor of many of his powers. Steve Rudzinski visited a recent protest surrounding this seemingly never-ending story.
It seems Rob Ford is weighing down the city of Toronto with more than just his policies these days. After admitting to using crack cocaine in public drunkenness, Ford finds himself in hot water, and a group of Torontonians has had enough. I'm here at Nathan Phillips Square, where hundreds of protesters have gathered in an effort to have their voices heard and have Mayor Rob Ford be held accountable for his actions. Nikki Thomas, a Toronto-based activist and leading force behind the protest known as Save Toronto, rallied the crowd with an impassioned plea.
There's no rehab for crime. There's no rehab for lies. The only possible way for this to end is for Rob Ford to leave now.
First-time protester Carol Passon expresses her shock on Rob Ford's uncooperative stance.
We have laws. We have a culture of civility, and he won't talk to the police. To me, that's just insane.
Norman Wilner, senior film writer for Toronto's Now magazine, did not mince words when wrapping up the day's speeches.
Show him that it's not about hate. Show him that it's time to go. Don't be mad. Be right.
Rob Ford has stated he will not be stepping down, and the citizens of Toronto will have to wait until the next election to voice their opinion once more. For Spoke TV, I'm Steve Rudzinski.
Typhoon Haiyan has affected millions of people throughout the Philippines and across the world. Over 4,000 people have lost their lives and millions more are without a home. Caitlin Mackenzie Keys shares the local angle on this international disaster.
On Friday, November 8th, the most powerful storm ever to be recorded hit the Philippines. As of now, nationwide, the death toll stands at 3,976, with 1,598 still missing. Others are going without the necessary resources like food, clean water, shelter, clothes, and electricity. Kitchener resident Carl Nieva has a strong connection to this disaster. He grew up in the Philippines, and his godmother and his cousins are still living there.
Yes, they're doing fine, thankfully. We do have some distant relatives that lost their homes, but so far nobody's lost their lives, so that's a good thing.
While millions of people are facing the aftermath of Typhoon Haiyan, local relief funds and charities are doing what they can to give back.
Nieva is organizing a fundraising dinner in hopes to help the Haiyan victims.
The event's on December 3rd. It's at Entertaining Elements in downtown Kitchener on King Street, and the space has been donated by my friends Linda, Yutzi, and Merv, and everything else also has been donated. The evening will just be a series of appetizers and drinks that were also donated.
To learn more about this event or purchase tickets, Nieva is asking for people to follow him on Twitter. For those who would like to contribute towards the relief efforts, visit these web pages or text Red Cross to 30333 via cell phone. For Spoke TV, I'm Caitlin Mackenzie Keys.
The federal government will be passing a bill aimed at preventing people from sharing explicit images online without consent. With the new forms of bullying, particularly cyberbullying, coming to the forefront this year, Sarah Schilling tells us why education is so important.
Anti-Bullying Week encourages children in schools to stand up. Bullying Awareness Week has become a national staple for schools in Canada. It gives schools and teachers the resources they need to encourage discussion on all types of bullying. Motivational speaker Kelly Lavelle explains what youth can do to help spread the word against bullying.
Youth, we have two tools at our fingertips. We have our voice, but we have media. I definitely encourage young people to use media to their advantage. If they are not brave enough to maybe say their voice in person, speak out online, share through Twitter or Facebook.
WAVE, or Working Against Youth Violence Everywhere, has been a part of the Grand River branch of the Canadian Mental Health Association since 2001.
WAVE has delivered their message to over 35,000 students in Waterloo Region. They discuss things like bullying, youth suicide, gang violence, racism, and homophobia.
Facilitators Rebecca Pister and Jennifer Durst explain how WAVE helps youth ages 15 to 21 deal with bullying.
It's really, I think, the big thing is to stand up for each other and to look out for each other, and that's what we really encourage.
And we also really encourage speaking to a trusted adult as well and making sure somebody else knows what is going on so that they can get the support that they need.
With physical, verbal, social, and electronic forms of bullying, some say education is where it starts, and it's the most important to youth.
For Spoke TV, I'm Sarah Schilling.
Conestoga College's Doon Campus is getting a facelift. Conestoga's Student and Client Services building is going to become the new front door to Doon Campus. Construction is now underway on the building for a new and improved Welcome Center as an add-on to the facilities already in the building. The building is still accessible to students while construction goes on, and it has not disrupted the services already held in it. The new center is due to be finished and opened by February 2014.
A recent study published by the Canadian Medical Association found that some vegetable oils do not have as many health benefits as we may think.
Oil is a necessary ingredient in many food products and cooking. People think that cooking with vegetable oil or margarine is a healthier alternative. This may not be the case. The article suggests oils that are rich in only omega-6 fatty polyunsaturated acids may not be beneficial to heart health and may even increase the risk of heart disease. Oils which are used in foods such as margarine and mayonnaise are lacking the omega-3 fatty acids that help the body cut down the chance of heart disorders. Healthier alternatives include canola, olive, and coconut oils.
We all know that exercise is beneficial for our bodies well into the golden years, but a new study discusses the cognitive benefits of working out. Christian Van Eck has the details.
Not only does exercise help keep your heart healthy and your muscles strong, it can also boost memory in adults over 50.
A recent study done by researchers at the University of California, Irvine shows that those who exercise even as little as 6 minutes per day show improved memory.
Outreach lead Jordan Antflick from the Ontario Brain Institute explains why exercise helps with memory.
As you age, this process decreases. Your brain gets less blood flow, right? Your brain also naturally shrinks as you age. But if you exercise, you increase the levels of blood and oxygen flowing into your brain. You also increase levels of growth factors that help new neurons, new brain cells grow and grow stronger connections. We just want people to become more physically active. The more physically active, the more likely you are to reduce your risk of developing some form of memory disorder, including dementia.
Walking indoors in malls is particularly popular for people over 50. This provides a safer environment due to flat flooring and climate control. Pauline Sanderson, a woman who walks daily through Stone Road Mall, tells us what she gets out of walking on a regular basis.
In my case, I have arthritis, and it's in my neck, my spine, my hips, and so I have to keep moving, and I find that that is very good for it. And I also think when you're out, you're seeing people. I mentioned that we had missed them, but you're thinking about them. And you're thinking about new things, and every time you learn a new idea or a new suggestion, it does help your brain to keep active.
This knowledge could provide a new way of treating or improving memory loss in both normal aging as well as with dementia or diseases like Alzheimer's. For Spoke TV, I'm Kristen Van Eck.
Chilean artists visited downtown Kitchener this past weekend to create a mural reflecting their culture. Rob Hoff catches up with the artists and local community members who were involved in the event.
This past weekend, Nirada Arts hosted the Cultroon Indigenous and World Music Festival. In association with the festival, 4 artists from Chile visited Kitchener to paint a mural in respect to their indigenous roots. Known as the Ala Pinta Muralist Collective, the 4 founding members have been creating public art since 2004. Chilean-Canadian producer and filmmaker Rodrigo Ardiles interprets what the artist's journey to Canada was like.
So the journey's begun with the invitation of Neruda Arts through Isabel Cisterna, that she runs Neruda Arts here in Kitchener. So and through my person, we both did the contacts to be able to get the crew over. So it started back in July, and we had to go through all the paperwork to get here, but we made it, so we're very happy.
Heather Killam, a member of the board of directors, expresses what the festival has offered her.
I love the multiculturalism, and I love that staying in my own city, the whole world comes to visit me. I can experience so many different things right here in my city. I love to travel, but I can't do that all the time. So the world comes here.
The artists have used a variety of different methods to paint the mural, including a number of different paintbrushes and rollers, along with spray paint cans and multiple different caps.
The mural is expected to be finished by Sunday, and it is surely a sight you don't want to miss. For Spoke TV, I'm Rob Hoff.
The mural was finished this weekend, bringing a new and colorful dimension to the downtown core.
Elite Canadian basketball players are making a name for themselves, and the popularity of the game is growing in Canada. John Morris looks at the newfound popularity, particularly in Kitchener-Waterloo.
Hockey will always be Canada's sport, but winter in Canada could be moving closer to a two-sport season. Although it will never take over hockey as the #1 sport, basketball is on the rise in the Waterloo region, and according to Kitchener Vipers coach Mike Quigley, registration numbers are up.
Our house league has expanded probably by a third. So we have about 450 kids playing in the house league, all the way from 6 up to 18.
House league basketball is enjoyed at a co-ed level, while boys and girls rep basketball have their own programs. Quigley coached the Major Midget Vipers to a silver medal last year in Division 1. According to Alan Bush, the girls are coming along too.
We are now up to 16 teams. We start from grade 2 all the way up to grade 12. We've got the most graduates in Canada. We have 44 girls graduated in the last 3 years to play Division 1 in the United States or in Canada.
Thornhill native Andrew Wiggins is off to an excellent freshman season at Kansas State University, while Toronto native Anthony Bennett was the first overall pick in the NBA draft last summer. Colgate University forward and Kitchener native Murphy Bernatowski says Canadian players have a good chance at getting scouted.
There's tons of people in Canada that can help you out, coaches from all different universities that have many ties to the United States, and many scouts are starting to look into Canada more after there's been so many NBA draft picks coming from Canada the past few years.
For Spoke TV, I'm John Morris.
That's all for this week. I'm Heather Mighton.
And I'm Laura Rossi. For more stories and information, check out spokeonline.com.